Okay, what happened? Week 220. I can say, that how I mentioned in one of my other videos how I got bored, so I ended up tweezing my leg hairs. I noticed when, after I did that, when the hair came back, I shaved it once since then, and, I noticed the hair has come back finer and thinner. It has grown, like into a point, but it's really small, fine and thin, and it's really soft. And I noticed there's less hair than there was before. So, I noticed, when you like tweeze the hair, it can actually damage the hair follicle. But I know if it gets damaged in a way where, to the point where, it may or may not grow the hair back again. It's like, you can say like laser hair removal. What it does, when it uses that pigment of the hair that traveled down the hair follicle, when it hits the very end, it damages it to where it doesn't come back or can't grow the hair again. So it's like tweezing it. I was thinking if it could damage it in that kind of a way, just by tweezing, damage that back where it can't regrow the hair again. That would be kind of, I'd like that, because I don't want leg hair anymore. Other than that, the hair's finer, thinner, and less hairs come back, so that seems like a good thing. I don't know if it's permanently gone or if it just hasn't grown in yet, or yeah. But other than that, the hair right through here has coming back every day now. Every day to every, I can say every day to every couple of days towards the middle end of the day. If it hasn't come back the first day, the second day, it'll come back either in the morning or the middle of the day. And I'm kind of a little bit down about the facial hair issue, because I haven't been on the testosterone blockers, so it's come back every day or so. Sucks, but nothing I can do about it at this moment. I just have to finish the process of getting on the SSI so I can have this income for my disability and get back on the HRT, get that going, figure out how to do that process correctly so I don't have any issues and it drags on forever. Other than that, sex drive is down but up a little, but it's like down, it's like the low end up. It's kind of a little irritating, but nothing I can do about it. And my breasts have been hurting. I had a acne, like zit, right where the bra band is on my right under the right breast. Like there was two of them, so that was kind of uncomfortable until that healed. So, but I've noticed a little change in them. Not really significant size increase, but tissue increase. Like when I put my arms up like this, I could say up like this against my breasts, and I can actually tell and feel a difference. I've mentioned this before. When I'm in a position like this, I can actually feel it. And I noticed, just because I'm on the small side, kind of frustrates me being small-breasted, because part of it, yes, not being on the HRT correctly, or not being on it at all, being on it the way it should, that affects it too. But like right now, I can feel inside of my breast, like it's uncomfortable. It's like I notice when I get anxiety or get anxious, or my social anxiety, how I feel in my chest, I can feel it radiates in my breasts, and that's uncomfortable. But hormone fluctuation does affect them, because for some reason I still have it, like, it's like my body's acting like I am on it a little bit, but I'm not. So it's acting like I do have a time of the month. It's still going like that. I can't explain why not being on the prescriptions correctly, or on it at all, being on the HRT, because that week, like the last week, I've been having mood changes like the normal time of the month, and I've been noticing how my body's been reacting to that, whatever my body's doing, hormone fluctuation, where my time of the month is. I notice it's either at the first of the month, or around the second week, like towards the middle of the second week, it's either the first week or the second week, around that time. So my time of the month has been, like, if you calculate it, like, you have the long time and there's the short time, how that works. I notice it's been going more like that. It's either here or here, depending on if this has been the long or if this has been the short. It's going to be here or here. And I've noticed it's doing that the last few months. That's what I've noticed. So it's like, or how I said, it's switched. It's not at the end of the month, because it switches weird like that. Because right now it seems like it's at the beginning. It's like it started a few days ago. So however that's working hormonally, not being on the HRT, so I can't explain it, but I heard some people mention that being on the HRT causes your body to react hormonally differently. So I don't know, but at least really no changes have reversed, except for the sperm, I can say, production. That's reversed itself up to a point. When before I started HRT, there was a certain amount, and now physically there's less than that. So it has caused less sperm production, like physically less, being on the HRT. So what's come back isn't as much. So hopefully, when I get back on the HRT, I know that will go down. Then how fast my body hair comes in will come in slower, and my breast will get bigger, continue to grow. So yeah, I know that will happen. Because I know if you haven't had a lot of the hormones in your system, and because what I researched is if you get a surge of the hormones, what happens is your breasts will get bigger, like will grow really fast and big, will grow really fast and get big. If you have a big old surge of the hormones. So hopefully when I get back on the HRT, the 4 milligrams of estradiol a day, and hopefully that's enough of the surge of the hormones to hopefully rapidly grow them, like have them grow really fast, because that's what I researched. That can happen in your 20s, like your late 20s, early 30s. Like your late 20s, early 30s, if you get like in your 20s, early 30s, if you get a surge of the hormone, your breasts will increase fast and get bigger. I mean, like increase in size. From what I've researched, this is after they have grown from puberty, and they stopped growing from puberty. Then that surge happens in your 20s, early 30s. They do get bigger, and if you get pregnant, they will get bigger. But us trans women can't get pregnant the natural way, so I don't know if having it implanted inside of you, like as a surrogate, that will cause your body to all the hormonal changes like a cisgendered woman, and your breasts get bigger from that, produce milk and whatnot. I'm not sure if that will happen like that, but all I can do is, because I was thinking, when I get into a relationship and we're at that point where we're married and we're at the point where we want to have a kid, a child, so I want to get pregnant and all that. I was thinking, so it's biologically both of ours, use her egg and my sperm, combined it, implant it inside of me, so I can experience that, being pregnant, be like a surrogate for her. Hopefully, does all the hormonal changes, because I know you have to be on the progesterone at higher doses until it takes. The ones when it takes, then you slowly stop taking the progesterone and your body will produce it on its own, the hormones on its own. So yeah, hopefully can find, when that time comes and I'm in a relationship and married and all that, you can find someone that will do this for us. And talk to her about how I feel and about the situation and whatnot. Because I feel I should be able to experience being pregnant, and she should be able to experience being pregnant. Because trans women are women too, and we should experience that. So nothing I can do about that at this point, but that's what I was thinking. So, and right now it feels like my breasts are up in size and bigger. So this is what they look like. The bra I'm wearing is a 34B, which the back band is tailored to be a 32. So that makes it a 32. 32D, small 32D, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see my cameo. Doesn't So, that's what it looks like. See that? It's not really big, but you can see, just not cleavage worthy, but you can see it's like that. You can see I have breasts. Yeah. See? And yeah. So, squish them together, you can see that they're real. And seems like the top, how they were growing before, it was just through here, then a small little strip on each side going like this. Then the last few months or so, I noticed that little strip that just went up like this of the tissue. It's like when I said when I had to wait for my breasts to heal from what I did, and when I explained it that one video, I noticed the tissue, instead of being open and going like this, it has spread out more. So right through here on the sides there isn't really any tissue, but going from, if you take this little bit right here, then that much going up on each side, that's where the tissue has grown. I noticed more on the top, and it's spread out. So I can notice it's still growing that direction. Just hopefully they end up getting bigger. So because that's what I've noticed, how they've been growing. So yeah, they're growing that direction. And 2012, the bra I'm wearing now, the cups didn't fit properly. And I kept the bras, even though they didn't fit properly. Then as they grew and got bigger, how the cups fit better now. I had to tailor the back band on these bras, so at least I didn't have to buy any bras. So I noticed my breasts, depending on the bra, like so it's not exactly exact, because not all bras are created equal. Some are made smaller, some are made bigger. You can have two bras in the same brand, same style. One can be on the small side, one can be on the large side, one can be on the medium side. I have two bras that are like that. One's smaller and one's bigger. And since I haven't been on the HRT exact, that bra hasn't fit properly. So I can say my breasts have got bigger, but the fullness isn't where it should be, like where it was before. Yeah, they have gotten bigger, but the fullness isn't there, from being on the hormones. So hopefully when I get back on the HRT, the fullness comes back in and all that. So, because I noticed I don't fit in a 32A. That doesn't fit, but I noticed a 32B, 32C, and a 32D. I will fit in depending on the bra, if it's on the small side or in juniors on the small side. Like I could say like a 34B, yeah, is the equivalent of a 32D, like in sister sizing, and I fit in if the back band is small enough, a 34B I do fit in comfortably. So that tells me in a 32D it'll fit comfortably if the back band, yeah, isn't stretched out or anything. So that's what I've noticed lately about my breasts. Other than that, my breasts have just been hurting a little bit here and there. Not so much itching. That tells me the skin's not stretching out. But the hurting tells me it could be dense tissue on top of that it's growing. And I noticed hormone fluctuation. The tissue like swells up, goes down. Like with that hormone fluctuation, they all increase, go down based on the time of the month. I've noticed it does that. I can't control that, but I wish they would stay up. Or if you're sexually aroused, they will go up. I've noticed that too. I wish it would stay up, but I'm still happy. I don't. I do get dysphoric, but not dysphoric like I used to. And I just found out my cousin is pregnant, and when I found that out, I was like, okay then. And I was like, I've been thinking, I really want to get pregnant. I've been wanting this since 2006. I've been wanting to be a mommy since 2006. And people are, that I know becoming pregnant, it kind of affects my dysphoria in the area of me being a woman, not being able to naturally get pregnant. So it affects that with that a little bit. Not to the point where it used to, where I would actually start crying. That doesn't happen as often because of so many years of going through therapy and whatnot and working on myself. I've gone to that. Just something happened last year, towards the end of last year, and around November, it just hit me. It was like something, just a change, and I'm still going through that little bit of a change. So yeah, in my late 20s, still going through that change. So it's difficult and easy at the same time. So yeah, but it was, I think, let's see here, couple of weeks ago, not a couple of weeks, about a month ago, I can say, I started a little bit doing research on like fraternity clinics that deals with transgendered individuals. I haven't done much research on it, so I couldn't really find much information. So I'm gonna start doing research on that to find out my options of being able to have a biological child. So I'm gonna be looking into that when I can, seeing what I can find. But having your sperm stored is expensive. If you're planning on having the surgery, before you have the surgery, I say, and you want biological children, but you need to have the surgery first, I say save it. From what I've heard, it's, I think it's like around $500 to $700, like $500 to $700 for the initial fee, or something like that, and it's a maintenance fee, like a yearly maintenance fee, around like $200 to $500 a year for a maintenance fee to keep it maintained. But that doesn't mean it will stay viable. So yeah, means it may or may not be viable. So you have to consider that if you do store your sperm. All you trans women out there, if you end up storing your sperm, it may or may not be viable later on. So you have to plan on that too. So yeah, thinking ahead of time about these issues will help for the future when that time comes. So I'm going to start planning on things. So when I do get in that relationship and do get to that point, if that happens, when I find someone I can have a child with, that will happen one day, and we'll work that out. So, well, other than that, I'm still happy. I've been happy, and yeah, for some reason, I just don't get dysphoric like I used to. Well, a little bit about my genitalia. Yes, I get dysphoric about that. It sucks. And about being able to become pregnant. Those are the only two things I really get dysphoric about now. My breasts, not really significantly. Because they have increased in size and got to where they're at. So I just wish my breasts were a large instead of a small, the cup size I am, and be a large double D, or where I can fit into a 34C, a large 34C. That's what my goal is, to be able to fit in a large 34C cup. That's my goal, to get there, and to get my breasts to where I can fit in that, where I have cleavage. That's my goal. If I have to have augmentation to do that, I will get natural augmentation. That's my plan. Once my breasts stop growing, permanently stop growing, I mean, not from weight gain, weight loss, but from HRT. When they permanently stop growing from HRT, that's when I'm going to make the decision if I'm going to have natural augmentation or not. So natural augmentation is where they take the fat from your body, the fat that gains or loses. Like when you gain weight, lose weight, it's the fat that gains and loses first. When you gain and lose weight, that fat they take, then it's like liposuction. They take the fat out, then they specifically in a specific way, they put it into your breasts in a specific way. Then your body ends up keeping it, more of it. Like, I think it's like 90 to 95% of the fat stays. And they can increase it up to 2 cup sizes, like 2 full cup sizes, permanently, with doing this natural augmentation. So that's what my plan is when they stop growing, see where they're at, and figure it out from there. But when I researched that, it's like $7,000. For the place I researched, they told me it's around 7,000, and yeah, when she responded to my email, she's saying she had them do her breasts, and hers were permanently up in size. So yeah, I'm thinking of going there. Here in Utah. It's in Bountiful. At, I think it's called Colonel Square now because they changed the name. Or like something like that, but it's Wade Laser Clinic. I'm thinking about going to them. So yeah, think about going to them, getting natural augmentation. So, but I was also thinking, when they told me it was like $7,000, I was like, $7,000. University of Miami, Florida, the Surgical Reconstructive Center that does the transgender surgery. Last I contacted them, they said the surgery was $8,000. So I'm like, just $1,000 more. I could get the surgery one stage. Instead of getting augmentation, I can get the surgery down there one stage. But I recently contacted them to find out if the surgery is how they're saying was $8,000, if that includes the hospital stay and the anesthesiologist, and if you have a tracheal shape at the same time, if it's discounted, which is you can't really tell unless I go like this. You can see. So that that hasn't really affected my transition at all, but I still want to have it done so it's in the female area range. So instead of being sticking out like that when I lift my neck up, so it's more flat. So I asked if that's included. If not, why is the hospital stay and anesthesiologist separate? Because then I can combine all three of the costs, like all the costs together, and see if that's going to be cheaper, or if going somewhere else is going to be cheaper. So, and if it's going to be the same as someone else, yeah, hopefully, it's still cheaper. Hopefully that is the hospital stay and anesthesiologist combined all together. Hopefully help cut costs. And I was thinking, so I really want to go to Marcy Bowers, but if going to this other surgeon, I think it's Dr. Salgado is how it's pronounced, and I can't remember who the other one is that works with him. But that's what I was thinking. Instead of getting natural augmentation, get the surgery, $4,000 more. And because if he ends up being the cheapest for sure, I'm just thinking about just going to him so I can afford it when I get the situation done and start having the income coming in, and save as much as possible. Like 90% of what I get, I'm gonna try saving. Pay for what I need to pay for, like prescriptions and whatnot, things like that, the necessities that I have to have. Then what's left over, I'm gonna try saving that as much as possible, and hopefully within a year I can get enough saved up for the surgery or so. I'm still planning on restarting up the surgery fund, but I haven't done that yet. So when I save the money, I can add to what's been donated. So yeah. it's a little struggle right now, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there slowly. Just need to be more determined on getting on the SSI and figure out how to do this process, because I'm going to need help with this and figure out what route to go so I can get the help to get on this, save as much money as possible for the surgery, and go from there. And yeah. And about the book I've been writing, I'm on chapter 12, I think it is. Yeah. Towards the end of chapter 12. The Masked Ball, Day 2 is the chapter. I'm towards the end of the chapter. And I started writing a second book, so that second book I mentioned, I haven't gone much further in that one because I've been working on a song I've been writing, because I do play the guitar, and I have some songs that have lyrics, because when I first started learning to play and when I started learning all this, I came up with some stuff that wasn't good because I didn't know fully what I was doing until there's some college classes I took. It was, what was the class? It was Fretboard Theory was one of them I took, and it's like a guitar too I took, and Fretboard Theory I took, so I can understand more of the technical part and how things are set up and why. So since I took that, I know my knowledge is better, and I'm better at a rhythm guitar player, I can say, than a lead guitar player, but I know how to play lead guitar. So I've been working on a song recently, because a long time ago I came up with the instrumental strumming on the guitar part, but I didn't really have lyrics. So I thought I had lyrics for it, but ends up I couldn't find them or what lyrics would have went to it. So I just decided to start writing brand new lyrics for it, for this particular song, and it's actually coming out really well. And it's a steampunk song about a girl. I can say that the song is like, I can say lesbian, transgendered related kind of a song, and it's a steampunk song at the same time. So I have some other songs that I've written that are really good. I just haven't really shared them online with anyone, because every time I try playing it and recording it, it doesn't work out very well. So yeah. Other than that, I'm thinking about sharing these songs on my other YouTube channel soon. The biggest reason why I haven't shared the songs is my vocal cords. Like whenever I try singing, it's either I don't know why it does this, but there's times where I can sing and times where I can't sing. It's my own song, and some songs aren't finished that has lyrics. At least one song, 2 songs, 3 songs. There's 4 songs right now that were years, like one is the most recent one I'm working on the lyrics. Then the other 3 are songs from I started writing long ago, before 2012 and around that time. And I haven't finished the lyrics. Actually, that's like 5 songs, I can say 5. Yeah, 5 songs altogether. But I I have to figure out the rest of the lyrics for these songs, and yeah. Sorry for the video going long. I just wanted to talk about this very quickly because before I started my transition, it's like back in 2005, 2006, around that time. One of the songs I started writing, it's like how I've been feeling, what I was going through, and this was when our last president, not Obama but Bush, was president. Then all this war crap started happening. That's when one of my songs I started writing, and it's about how war goes and how the world is and what happens, and kind of something in that kind of category. Then when I would play that song, it'd be hard for me to play it because I would start crying because it'd make me think about all the people that's going out to war and all that. But then when my brother ended up enlisting in the army for that time he was, I'm glad he's not in the army anymore, but he's currently in the reserves. He's in the reserves, so right now, until this time is up, then he's not going to rejoin anything. But because when that happened, that song made it even more difficult to play at times. It's making me think of my brother and how he's out there. But now that he's home, I don't really get sad when I play that song anymore because I've played it so much and gone through my transition and all this. So, because the song is like about how when people go to war and how I'm transgendered and all these different things I was feeling at that time put together in one big old, that's how most of my songs are. It's about that transgendered, discrimination, how people discriminate and they're hateful, and how the world treats people. That's how my songs usually are that I write. Except for this new one. It's a little different, but yeah. Sorry for the video going long. Just wanted to explain that. And eventually I want to get all my songs recorded. But that's going to take time to get through all that and whatnot. So, yeah. So, it's going to take time to work out all this. Because that's one thing when I was in high school I wanted to be was a musician. So I do have enough songs to make an album, so I just have to work on them, get them finished, and hopefully I can make at least one album. At least one. Not screw up on the lyrics, because some of the lyrics when I'm singing it, I can't quite remember all the lyrics. Part of it I think is due to the Asperger's. Another part of it is I haven't really sat there and worked on the song to get it finished. So when these songs are ready to be shared online, I will share them. I promise I will, because I've tried several times, and I'll share them soon. So yeah. So until next time, comment, rate, and subscribe, and click the link down there for my blog, and I will upload them to my blog. So yeah.